Hello everyone, welcome back to HelloCode World. Today we are going to dive into JavaScript Engine room, how it executes the code. By the end of this video, you will know what is an execution context, the call stack, and how JavaScript handles your functions and variables behind of the scenes. Let's begin with what is an execution context. Well, an execution context is an environment where your JavaScript code evaluated and executed. Think it of is a container that manages the code currently running. There are three types of execution context. We have the global execution context. This is the default context. And then we have function execution context. Whenever a function is called, a new context is created. And the third one, the one that probably you will hear but not use much, is the eval function execution context. Now, let's see this with a code example, okay? Let's create a simple code here. I will say, all right, let's name ISOM. And create a function, say hello, function, say hello, and that is going to console.log, the name. Now, if I execute the say hello, like so, if I execute, obviously I'm gonna get here in the console printing that. But behind the scenes, what's happening and how JavaScript is receiving that, right? So JavaScript engine has two parts. Wonderful driving. We have the stack, and this is the call stack. Call stack. And then we have the heap. Heap is the memory. I'm not going to speak about this much. What will happen is, now we will have the global execution environment first. And global execution context is going to be created first. And that context is going to be the one who is gonna take place in the call stack, just like so, okay? You can think them like boxes, and those are everything needed in order to this execution context survive, because that is the global execution context that would include the name, and that would include the function say hello. Those are the parts of the execution context. When we execute the say hello, what will happen is we will have a function context created, and this function context is going to be on the top of the global context. And because this is a call stack, what is a stack data structure? First in, last out. After the console prints the what needs to print, the job of that function is over. So she will leave the execution context. That would be the first one, which will leave the execution context. And afterwards, the global context is going to leave. But of course, I simplify the things. There are many details. But for now, that's all you need to know. Let me show you, let me summarize you what we have learned so far on this diagram. JavaScript engine has two parts, the call stack and the heap. Heap is the memory. You can think it like where the objects are stored. And in the call stack, we have the execution context. The first one enters to the call stack is going to be the global execution environment, which is going to store the global variables in it and the function definitions, etc. Whenever we have a function call, that function call is going to create an execution context. This second box here, we can think of like the first function call that is created that context. And we can have more function calls, and each one of them is going to create a new execution context. Because that is a stock data structure, last in, first out. That function, as soon as it is executed, is going to leave the execution context. And that will follow up by that one. Call stack is following up the order of the execution context if they are taken care of in the right order. That's it for now. I hope it was clear. If you like my videos, please don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.